Are you looking at
Wait, so
That was Reyes.
Herbert Reyes, and he
Yeah.
just asked if he could be a poll watcher?
He just tried to be a poll watcher, but he's a
But
candidate.
he knows who you are. I mean, you know who he is.
Yeah.
He hopes you don't know who he is.
No, no, you
wasn't
can't
being
assume
sneaky?
that. He doesn't know. We had the same issue this morning.
With who?
I'm not telling you.
Okay. But on the other side? Well, oh, okay,
Doesn't
I
matter.
see.
Doesn't matter.
It makes sense that nobody trusts anybody, I guess. But. All right, thank you guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
So why would the candidate want to be a counter or a poll watcher? What did he?
Why-
Were you in there? Because he went in there and said he wanted to be a poll
Which
watcher.
candidate is it?
Herbert Reyes.
Okay, well, Brendan Fitzgerald did the same thing.
He's a Republican too, though.
Yeah. Brendan said they didn't know. I had to show him the rule that says a poll watcher cannot be a candidate because
Duh. Because he could slip a bunch
no,
in there.
because when they became candidates, the last time anybody heard from them or of them was at the Republican primary, when they put themselves in as write-in candidates. So they were not officially candidates, but a request was made that there be a primary, even though the Independence Party had already selected its slate. And apparently that's legal. And so Catalina, who did the same thing 2 years ago, so Catalina's people arranged to have the people who voted in the Independence primary vote for his slate. And they won.
That's how he won?
That's how he won.
He
won
cheated.
That's not cheating.
You know that he.
It's not cheating.
Yeah, kind of is.
It's a gray area.
You know that he
It's a-
was charged with electioneering in
I
94.
don't want to get involved. in
Yeah,
that.
but you know that, right?
Okay, I know all about that.
You know that,
I
right?
know that. Anyhow,
But what happened?
Brendan Fitzgerald, I didn't see Reyes. I worked the primary. And we were wondering why Brendan Fitzgerald was there. I asked him today. I didn't ask him. I told him. He said, how could I do the primary? The reason he could do the primary is he was not listed as a candidate. You can't be a poll watcher if you're listed as a candidate.
Duh.
But he wasn't listed as a candidate, so it was perfectly okay for him to be a poll watcher, even though
Oh, you're
he
saying
was
back then?
promoting. Yeah, he was
Okay.
promoting himself as a write-in candidate. He wasn't a listed candidate. Today, as soon as he was told you can't do it, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that," and he left the building. But a friend of his, apparently a friend of his, came in with the same poll watchers. What do you call them, credentials, with Brendan's name crossed out and this guy's name put on it, but it's still signed by the head of the Republican Party, so he can be a poll watcher. Doesn't say anything about cross-outs or stuff like that. And I don't think,
And this is
I
a
think,
friend of his?
I think I'm assuming it's a friend of his, because why would he give it to a total stranger?
Right, right. Well, that's the
but-
thing, it's organized.
I think that he did it, and Herbert Reyes, who is also a newcomer in this whole thing, also did this really in innocence. They didn't know. They wanted to be poll watchers. They wanted to find out what
What's
was
the name
going
of the
on.
guy? Gomez? His brother is a sergeant, is a police sergeant.
I don't know anything
Because
about
he
that.
works for Donald Trump.
I don't know who works for Donald Trump or who works for Frank
Well, he spoke
Capellino or
at
anything
a
like
community
that.
meeting, and I think one of the guys was talking about that. And you just realize that they're very organized in a sneaky way.
Yeah, but they you see,
It's legal,
they find the loopholes.
And that's how they win.
They found the loopholes 2 years ago. That's how Catalina became mayor. He did exactly the same thing. To me, it's insane that the Democratic committee wasn't prepared for that same thing. And if you look at the numbers in the 2013 election, or 2014,
I remember.
whatever it was.
She
If you look at the
contested.
numbers, if you take the votes that Catalina got on the Independence Party line and give those votes to the Democratic candidate who was supposed to be there, Mary Fawcett would still be.
And what about, you know how Testa is the only one?
Testa is the guy who came up with the scheme. Hey, if you guys leave the
No
Republican
one challenge him? Like, there's no Democratic challenger against
What do
him?
you think? I don't know anything. I'm not a political person. I don't know anything
You can write it down
about
on a piece of paper first.
why things happen,
It's all
what
logged in, so that's why I'm
political
like,
machines did
the
response to
log
this,
hours
that,
are
and
supposed
the
to
other
be done by
thing.
both too.
But what Testa did basically is a bunch of people bolted to the Republican Party, even though they already
They're supposed to
left the
match.
Republican
Even
Party
this election, they're
in
not
time
doing it.
before the deadline to switch party affiliation for registration purposes. So in other words, if you register as a member, no, because why would I? Hey, I don't care as much as maybe Lee Chatty or any of the people in the party, or Darren Rigger, or any of the people who are pushing the Democrats.
Yeah, but you think Rigger would be
Why,
on
they
top
should
of
care
that.
a hell of a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
So let them do it. But that's the way it is. There was
Are you sure
nothing
they
wrong.
know about how they're doing it?
You can tell them.
There's no way that you like talk to another time in the future so I can get it all straight in my head, because you took from me a lot of stuff.
I'll give you my name and phone number.
Still going strong?
Gave a bunch of papers to him. He's his replacement to do it.
They can do that.
What does a poll watcher do?
Just basically get copies of all the names of people who voted.
You can ask the Westchester Board of Elections for the duties and the restrictions on poll watchers. They'll send it to you. It's
I
public.
know, but nobody's gonna care. I just can't believe what they're doing.
And really, what you're doing at this point, you shouldn't be doing it either.
It's too late.
You're in a
Okay.
polling place.
Right, I'm sorry.
I was wearing a long sleeve underneath, so I was wearing that around. But then it got so now when I come in,
Since this morning, 50 in the back.
I don't want to get to oh my God.
What did you say? 1 16 or 15?